Hey everyone, One Big Boss here. As you can tell from the title of the video that you clicked on, we're talking about Resident Evil 7. It's coming. It's coming. It's the best way to put it about this game is that it is coming. Now, you know, a lot of us for a long time were like naysayers or like, I don't know if this is a good idea, should we be doing this, you know, what's going on here, what are we going to do? And, you know, a lot of people are just, you know, concerned, like, how's this game going to go? Because Resident Evil 6 was not a stellar game. It wasn't what it should have been. I found a lot of its controls, I found the controls horrible, the QuickTime events terrible, and at times during certain QuickTime events, the buttons weren't reacting as fast enough when you push it. Like, you'd hit it, and you still die. And that wasn't just me just sucking at the game or anything like that. I was actually really good at the game, but I noticed it after a while. And, you know, I've been over this on this channel for like numerous times on like this series and my love for it because I mean I love Resident Evil. I've got tons of Resident Evil figures over here. They're all stored away and stuff like that because I don't have the space for it just yet. And you know I've got the Tyrant up here. I've got PlayArt's Helena and Leon and some other stuff. I thought I had some other Resident Evil stuff up here somewhere. But either way, like I love the franchise and you want to see it do good. Now, a lot of people kind of got off the bandwagon when Resident Evil 4 came around. It was still somewhat survival horror. There were moments where you were freaked out or you had that air above you where you or around you or whatever they say that phrase is, and it's just like shit's gonna get real. The guy with the fucking chainsaw, where the hell's he coming from and shit like that, you know? And 4 was still scary. 5 comes around and it became an action game. And that's what it was. And honestly, it was pretty good, especially for its co-op value. Now, Resident Evil 5 by itself, it's very boring to play, it's very bland, but if you get the right kind of person to play it, and I've done the Let's Play of Resident Evil 5 here on my channel, you're gonna like it. It's actually, like, really fun when you play as a friend, because I'm a guy who comes from the co-op era of video games, from, like, the NES with the Turtles games, Super Nintendo games, everything like that, N64, PlayStation 2, you know, and to play a really good co-op game is really fun. So, Resident Evil, though, it needs to take a step back. They said they've been listening to us. We'll see how it goes. But as so far, we already kind of have evidence that they have listened to us. Resident Evil Revelations. Revelations 2. Great titles. Everybody fucking loved those. Okay, well, not everybody loved those games, but I personally loved them, and I loved 2. I think I liked 2 more than 1 because, you know, Barry Burton was in it, and that guy's the fucking man. And who would have thought, like, a character who was a side character you never even get to play as in the first Resident Evil game became this huge, big success within the franchise, just with how corny and cheesy he was, and they kept that with the character. Resident Evil is about survival horror, and the thing of it is, you shouldn't be able to grab ammo off of enemies when they drop them on the ground, which is something that Revelations 2 did very well. The fact of it is, like, you don't get a lot of ammo at times for your weapons, and I actually really like that about the game. This whole, like, you know, the third-person view, the over-the-shoulder, or whatever it was, I'm not really a fan of that, never really have been. I feel that the survival horror works better with the old-style controls, and I've said this before on forums and other videos I've done. Resident Evil Remastered. That got people playing that game who never played it before, because one, people didn't own a GameCube back in the day, not a lot of people did, it wasn't a big system seller, you know, nobody seemed to buy it on the Wii when it was out there, and there was no other platforms for it. So when a lot of the naysayers who liked 4, 5, and 6, and they never played the originals, they finally went and they played that and 0, and a lot of people I know who were naysayers of the original games were like, this is awesome, this is an amazing game. Having an inventory with limited space of what you can carry, I think is a great way to do survival horror. Not knowing what's around the corner, the scariness, the music, the theme, the atmosphere, all that stuff is important to make a good survival horror game. And Resident Evil had proved that with 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, Remake, and 0. Okay? Those games were freaky as hell. Fixed camera angles so you don't know where the thing is coming from. It's not like it's a handicap to you, it's delivering the survival horror feel. Now, if they want to go with the Resident Evil 4, 5, 6 style of controls, and I guess you could do that, I'll still buy the game. I'm not going to be happy about it, but you know what? If it turns out to be good, I'll do it. But I think the survival horror aspect really is what needs to be done, because a lot of people who weren't really into it before are liking it now. They like the puzzles of Remastered, and Remastered is like the cream of the crop. Like, you know, just gotta go like little Macho Man here. He goes, it's the cream of the crop. Ooh, it's going there. You know, that kind of stuff. It's not the best Macho Man impression, I know, but no, that's the thing. Survival horror means a lot because not only does it mess with your head, but it makes you think. You have to conserve ammo, you have to do these puzzles, where's this puzzle going, how many of it. That was one of the hardest things in the old days about Resident Evil, was not the fact that the monsters are everywhere trying to fucking kill you, but the fact of it is, the puzzles were insane, okay? Everybody remembers the water treatment puzzle in Resident Evil 3, that was a pain in the ass. Let's be fair, a lot of the puzzles in Resident Evil 3 were hard as shit, okay? That fucking clock tower one with the 3 clocks and everything like that, the crystal balls you gotta drop in them, holy shit, man. Even still to this day, I can't do them without a guide. Because the thing always changes, I've never memorized them. Because, fuck, man, that shit's hard. And the water treatment puzzle, it's not as hard as it once you realize what does what, it's not as hard. It's just a little time consuming, you know? But it's still a great game, too. Had a lot of good puzzles. One's puzzles were just bringing you every which fucking way, you know? It was great. And that's what survival horror is. And for the love of God, do something with the monsters. Give us memorable monsters. I liked what Revelations kind of did, but Revelations 1 and 2, well, more specifically 2, I didn't really feel that the monsters were that really anything, you know? I mean, they were better than the monsters that have been in the past, but other than that, I really wasn't that terrified of them and everything anyway. I mean, if I saw them coming at me in real life, I'd be like, I'm fucked. that kind of thing, you know? That's what I would say. But I honestly really think that one of the successes of Resident Evil, aside from its puzzles and its characters, were the creatures. The creatures became legendary, okay? The Tyrant appears in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as Jill's hyper combo. Everything. She can summon zombies that are on fire, dogs, crows, and everything like that. The Nemesis is playable in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I believe he was actually also in Beautiful Joe as well, or something like that. Or was he in Beautiful Joe, or was it another game? I think it was another game. But regardless, these characters and monsters have transcended. Whereas 5, they don't really seem... I don't really think that many of them are memorable. Anything. And 6, I definitely don't think any of the monsters in 6 are memorable. Alright? If anything, a lot of them just feel like rehashed versions of ones that you see from 5. Or, you know, like I said, I wasn't a fan of Jake's campaign. Leon's campaign was pretty good. Chris's campaign in RE6, not that great. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but that's just my personal feelings towards it. You know, the survival horror aspect is what made this game great, and they need to bring it back. To make the game great again, it's just survival horror. That's all they need. They need to just go back and look at Remaster, because Remaster sold through the fucking roof. Anything. I think that was just digital sales. I don't know how physical it did, because, where is it? Actually, it's right here somewhere. Yeah. I got the one from Japan. I got Resident Evil Remastered from Japan because I fucking wanted the hard disk copy, so I imported it. Totally worth it though. You know, but its digital sales were through the roof and breaking all kinds of records. So that's gotta show you something right there. Like I said, characters that need to be in it. Does Leon need to be in it? Possibly. I'm a huge Leon fan, obviously. But, you know, what more could you do? Like, would you have him and Chris and Claire and Jill? Because I would fucking love that and everything. We know Jake is going to be in it. It's probably a fact that he will be in it because, let's face it, that's where they're going with it. Like, the way they ended Resident Evil 6 and everything like that. Regardless, though, I really am actually hyped for this game because we're getting the Resident Evil 2 remake, and that game, I think the remake of 2, if it's done right, will be better than 7 when 7 comes out, because 2 has been something fans have wanted for so long, because back in the day, after we got the remake of Resident Evil, everyone's like, oh shit, they're gonna start remaking all the games for the GameCube, this is incredible. And then we got Resident Evil 0, which a lot of people were like, oh, that was a cancelled game, we're getting it now, great. But both games didn't sell well, so Capcom never made another one. Instead, they just went right into making Resident Evil 4, which actually started off as Devil May Cry. But regardless, survival horror means everything in games, like, you know, creepy places, scary monsters, atmosphere, music. You gotta get the music down, okay? The music is fucking fantastic in the original Resident Evil games. So, I'm excited for E3 because Resident Evil is the one thing I want to hear about, because I don't know what other companies are gonna have planned right now. I mean, last year's E3 was pretty impressive. You know, it's really hard to top a lot of the shit that came up and, like, blew people's mind and stuff like that, but Resident Evil 7, I'm looking forward to hearing about it, and I hope we hear something about Resident Evil 2. I really hope there's something with that in there. So, as always, please leave your comments down below, because I want to talk to people about this. I want to know what other people feel about Resident Evil. Are they going to be like, is this the game that brings the series back to life? You never know. I like to get other people's opinions on it, where they stand with the franchise. So, like I said, just leave a comment down below. As always, everybody, please like and subscribe and share the videos, because it's free in this day and age. Free is a damn good thing. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. I'm One Big Boss, and I will see you all next time.